Hi, welcome back to Guardian Angel Resin Creations. Today I am out in the sun, so I do apologise if there is a glare today. I have visitors and we have lots of noise inside, so I thought I'd come outside in the beautiful sun. I didn't want to go out in my shed where it's cold. I do have an issue with just getting bits on my mould here, but I think that was a bit of sparkle. So today I want to do something different. So I'm going to make a tray and then I'm going to set a paper towel holder in it. But I'm not setting it in the center because that'll just waste all that space. So I want to set it about there. So I'll set it about there. And I want to be able to put condiments and things around it. So I want to have like a barbecue tray so I can put my sauces and things on it. But I want to try and do a 3D bloom. So I'm finding the joys of being all the way outside. I'm getting things on my mold, so I'm just wiping that off. Now I have cloud cover. So, and a plane. We've got it all today. So I am using my art code, my AR400 from Harry and Wilma, and I have got beside me, I have sitting 600 grams of the art code, and I also have some honey pots and things here. So while I'm not using it outside, I want to set the honey pots around it. So I have 1, 2, 3 honey pots, and I have a little beehive. I was going to make it into a candle, but I'm just going to make it into a little ornament, and I might paint the bees or something. So this is going to be, my tray will be white. I think my tray is going to be white, and then I'm going to turn it over and I will sit this in the resin, and then I want to try and do like a crackle around the outside like I've done in a previous pour, and I want to try and do a couple of 3D blooms. So I want to put like the crackle around the edge because it'll be in this bit here. And then I'm going to sit that in it, and then I want to do like a 3D bloom inside that. So I might do a 3D bloom in there and try and do like petals on the outside. So I'm going to see how we go. And the wind has just picked up, of course. So I'm going to mix up my resin. I might just get a little bit of yellow and make my honey pot yellow. So I'm just going to go and grab that. Alrighty, so I have got my Tekaroo Citrus Yellow mica powder because I like using this because I can put it into my resin, and then I can actually put this into my sealer and put it around the outside of it. So I might do it yellow. Why not? So I'm just going to open this. I've just got my powder sitting off to the side here, and it's beautiful, the colour. My little spoon, and it's quite a large spoonful that I'm just going to heap into that. There we go. It's just going to give it just that little bit of yellow colour in it. So I'm going to put it back on my measuring cup. I'm going to zero it, so measuring cup, oh my god. On my scales, I'm going to measure out 200 grams. Now, because I'm in the sun, it's a little bit hard to see, so I'm going to do 200 mils, which is 200 grams of water. just about there. Okay, so we've got about 204, but that's okay. Because it's sitting in the sun, I don't have to have it on warmers or anything today. So just mix it around. Just get that water into that powder. So I just cut that knife in there just like that. Spin it over. And there we go. It took me about an hour to clean my little container today because I walked away from it recently and left it and forgot about it, so I've had to try and get all of the resin out of there. So this is just about done. Mixes up so fast, as you can see. Make sure all that powder's incorporated. So there we go. Give it a really good mix. I'll probably need more powder for my other ones, like more resin for my other ones. There we go. Sorry, I'm trying to do this out in the quiet, and now the people over in the next backyard have now decided they're going to stick a big over the fence and see what I'm doing, which is quite rude. Alright, so I think that's mixed enough. Looking pretty good. So I'm just going to pour that on. Just pour it under the stick. Just get that in there. This might take the whole 600 by the looks of things. Ah, pretty much. And have I got my table level? I've got my table reasonably level. I'm just going to turn that around. Oops, the table's not level. I am actually just going to do this. I thought I leveled off my table. Obviously not. Yeah. Just pour that back in there. Get that out of there. Oh. I spent a half an hour leveling up this table. No. And I know that I should have gloves on. And I do it every time, don't I? Alright, I'm going to get a little bit more of this out. There we go. I'm just going to push that into the edge there. That's got it. There we go. That's better. Level that up. I don't have any paper towel. So, just going to wipe my hands. And I might just have to just move this a smidge, I think, just to try and get it level. Just move that up there and see how that goes. I will have to go and get something to just re-level my table. So I've leveled that up as best as I can. I've given it a bit of a tap. Just tap it around just to make sure there's no bubbles in all the fine little things on the outside. And I'm just going to try and just get this into my little mold here. Stir it really quickly. Make sure it's not going to set on me, because I nearly did. And I've got wind and cloud cover again. I may have to get my husband to come out and move everything for me. So I'll just pour that in there. There we go. That one. And so I'm just going to give that a bang. Get it in the butterflies on the sides and just move that out of the way. Oops, Just make sure it is level. And that seems to be level. I have raised my table, but maybe not quite enough. And I am going to maybe I will just fill this up again. So just wipe that off, give that a wipe, and make up some more resin, and then I'll come back in a second. Alrighty, so I have mixed up another 600. So stir that in, get my little pots over here, and sorry about my arm as per usual, make sure everything's turned up the right way. There we go. So as long as I get this main one done, it doesn't matter if I don't do the other ones, because that one has got a mark in it, I think. A sparkle. As per usual, there's a sparkle. But that always happens when you use sparkles. There we go. I'll just wipe that just around that. Just make sure that is a bit cleaner. There we go. That'll do. Okay, and now I got it in there. There we go. Sometimes this resin does have little black bits in it, but I just pick them out when they come to the top. So I'll just pour that in there. Just a gentle stream. There we go. I'm going to get it up over the bee. Give it a bang. Get it in that bee. Make sure there's no bubbles in it. There you go. Give it a bit of a bang. There we are. There you go. And these are going to be really pale and pretty, and I really like that actually. There we go. Just to the top. I think I might have my table reasonably level now, I think. So stir that. Get that in the lid. Going to just give that lid a bang. Let's bring it over here, give it a bang. Make sure it's got no air bubbles in it. Put him back because it seems to be level there. It did seem to be level. Let's see. I think that's not too bad. Let's bring that up. I can just flatten it out if I need to. Now which one am I going to do? I think I might do this one first, my little honey pot, and then go for the other one if I need to. Let's pop that in there. Just give it a bang. There we go. Banging the other ones at the same time. Go, scrape that down. Go, that's to the top now. That seems to be quite level there too. Oh, look at that. That's going to be perfect. Okay. Now I might not do that pot. Just get those bubbles. I should have just bought out a flower and I didn't think to could have had a yellow flower. And go, that's right to the top of that. I might just come up a little bit more on this one. Go. Give that a bang. And going to bring this one over here. And I'm going to come up on a little bit more on this one on this side, just to level that out. I'd like my beehive to be level, so I'm just going to just move that round like that. Just get that, just that top of it, just so that it's a little bit more even. Give it a bang. And there we go, and I can flatten that out properly. Now I have the tiniest little bit in here, so I'm going to go and throw it in heart, and then I'm going to come back for the next step on this one. Alrighty, it's time to demold. Now I don't know whether you can see it on the video, but I've cracked it. I cracked it when I was moving it. So hopefully I can repair it and I can keep going with doing what I was doing. So I'm going to just gently pop this out of each side. So I'm going to just go around, just pull these bits out. Now I did try to repair it, that is why this is not as flat as it should be. I put a bit of resin over the top of it. So now I'm just going to just pop it down. I'm just going to just brush that off so that it's not sitting on anything. Just going to gently pop it down. I'm going to pop it onto my warmer mat, and then I'm going to hopefully go with the next stage. So, excuse my arms in the way, and hopefully you can see this on my warming mat. I may have to adjust you. So I'm just going to just gently pop that up. So far so good. Oh, please don't crack now. Gentle, gentle. There we go. Just feed that over the top of it. Excuse the talking in the background. That is my brother-in-law on a conference call. So let's see how we went. Oh, yes. No crack. Couple of air bubbles, but I can sand them off. So I'm just going to move my mold. Just going to bang it off and put it on my chair behind me. And a couple of bubbles around the edges, but I think I'll be right with it. Now, what I want to do is I want to sit that in there. Now, I'm probably going to come just up above the little ball things. Now, my husband's home at the moment, so I might actually get him to try and cut that off, because once these bits are in the resin, it'll be better and it'll make it flatter for me. So I might try and get him to quickly do that for me. So I've got the bottom off, which was quite easy. I ended up just pulling it off. Didn't think that through though, because how am I going to get that to stand up? So I'm going to have to think about how to do that. I am going to make sure that I have the space in this so that my paper towel will actually fit on. So, or I can have it hanging over the edge a little bit, which is not going to matter anyway. So I have got my resin made up. I have made up 113 grams of A, and I'm using Istoyo today because I had a little bit more of it. I have made up 103 grams of B. So I've got it sitting on my little coffee cup warmer, which is just a Temu. I think cost me about $12. So I've got that sitting on there because it's 13 degrees outside today. I've got my little heater mat on as well. So that'll warm this up as well. And just take a little bit of that moisture out of there. So I don't want to lift it up or anything like that because I can see the crack in it. So I'm going to wait for my resin to warm up, and then I will come back and show you what I'm doing. Alrighty, so I have made up my resin. It's been sitting here for about a half an hour. I've had my heater mat sitting on, and I've chosen some colors. So I've measured out 30 grams, 30 grams and 30 grams. So I'm going to do golden green around the outside, and then I'm going to put gold in my white for the flower on the inside. And then I have worked out that with this stand, I'm going to come out when it's sticky and nearly set, and then I'm going to set it in, and then I'm going to use my camera stand to actually just hold it in there. So, because it's not going to stand in there. So, I'm going to just get a couple of sticks, and I will put my colours into my resin. So I've got my resin now sitting on my heater mat. It is probably not hot enough, but that's okay because I can actually pour it into my mold here, which I might actually do. Pour it into my mold, then I can hit it with the heat gun and warm it up a bit more and debubble it. So I'm going to pour it in and see how high it goes. Hopefully it's going to go high enough for what I need. And it's not going to go high enough. Yeah. Just push it around. As long as I can get the my things set into it, I can always do a top coat if I need to, because my bloom is not going to work out as a bloom as you would turn something over. It is just going to sort of sit. You can see that crack now. It's coming down there. Maybe it'll show up in the video. So I think that's high enough to do maybe what I want to do. And then I will come out and I will bring the resin up over the little bumps there. So I can even do that tomorrow, because you're not going to see any marks of where I've put resin onto the top of it because I'm not demolding. So scrape that all out. Make sure the whole container is empty. There we go. So it probably won't even work out like a 3D bloom as my plan because I'm not turning the thing over. Alright, I think I've got as much out as I can now, so I'm just going to throw that in the bin, and I will just quickly wipe my spoon. I've got alcohol on my spoon. There we go. Throw that out, and then I'll make these up. So I'm going to do my green. I won't open it over here. So I've got metallic green. So I'm just doing the end of my spoon and just do my green in. It won't be opaque. If I want it opaque, I need to get another color, otherwise I will waste all of that. And then we've got this one. So I'll just see how they go. If I need to put more color in, I will. And about that much. Put that in, and then I'm going to use my bloom paste put my lids back on, and then I have my bloom paste over here. Give it a shake, and then I'm going to open it. I open it all the way, it's easier. And then I'm just going to put 1 drop in. So just squeeze it out. So 1 drop, and drop it in. Drop it in. And there we go. 1 drop. So I'll squeeze it shut. I'll give that top a bit of a wipe, and then I'll turn it back upside down. So I will mix all these up. I'll put the gold in. No. Did I do the wrong gold? No, I didn't. Did I? Sorry, I've got a friend standing next to me, and I've got a bit confused as to what color I put in. So there we go, that's that gold. So I'm just going to put about that much on there, pop it in with my white. So I'm not even sure how this is going to turn out. So, and as usual, excuse the plane. So if you do watch my videos, you do all know that I do resin outside. So we have birds, planes, everything. So mix that up. It is warming up nicely. And now I have my husband talking in the background. I have my brother-in-law talking in the background, and it's all happening. So, all right, I'll mix these up and I'll come back in a second. Alrighty, so I have mixed all my colours up. They're nice and warm now. I've put my bloom paste in with my gold here. So just mix that in. Scrape that all off. Let's grab my other ones. I've put a little bit more mica powder into these, so I have a similar colour mica powder that I have put into these. And I've mixed it all up. And then we have green, and I've put a little bit of deep green in with that as well. So I'm going to, whoops, not spill it. And I think I'm going to draw a flower, and then we're just going to see how that flower turns out. So I'm just going to swirl it. Looking at my counterpart here, working out whether I'm doing the right thing, but I'm just going to just swirl it around quite thickly. And then hopefully it will work its way out. So I'm just going to just spin that around like that. Get all that colour out. I don't want to waste any of it. So just move that around like that. I will move it around with something in a minute. Then I'm going to put my gold with my bloom paste in. So I am going to swirl in between that and try and take it out a little bit further than that green. Cover up our green. So I'm just going to squeeze the cup as I'm doing it. Just get all that out. Not waste any of it. Okay, because as you know, we are not going to see it on the other side. So then I'm going to do my gold now, and I'm going to do it, whoops, just like that then. Oops, double layer gold. Spin it around it. Take it all the way out to the edges and bring it in. And I'm just going to squeeze my cup again. See how this messy blob works. Then I'm going to take my little stick here if I can find my little stick. Oops, ooh, had resin on me. That will have to do. So I've just got just the soft end. So I am just going to pull in, and then I'll pull in, and there we go. So I'm just going to do like a cake, and then I'm going to go out all the way to the ends. So even if I get this pattern at the end, I'll be happy, because then you're going to be able to see it on this side. And then we will swirl in the center, and then we are done. So hopefully I will get a little bit of movement. I will give it a second, then I will hit it with a heat gun, and then just as it's starting to go sticky, it will have finished moving. I will come out, I will put my little my paper towel holder in. I'm just going to sit it on the edge, and then I can't video that because it'll be being held by my camera stand. That's the way I think I'm going to have to hold it on there. I might have to tie it on there or something. So I will clean up my mess, and I'm going to leave this overnight with my little heater mat on it and come back tomorrow morning. So rightio, so we've been way past the next day for this. It is about 5 days later, so this is all cured up. I absolutely love the way this bloomed, and I'm quite upset that like we don't get to see the underneath of this, so I don't know if it's got blobbies or not. You can just see the white in these, but they all come in and I just love them. So I am going to try this without the underneath on it, so that we can see the beautiful bloom. It is amazing. I do have I think I have a normal tray that I can just do this in. I do. I've just realized. So it's got little hearts around it, so I would love to try this in that. So but I really like it. I like how it's turned out. Now I was going to put some real flowers in there, but it is a little bit high and I don't want to cover my flower, so I was going to, then I thought I might just do like put some little kangaroos in it and float them in it, but I think I'm just going to do some butterflies. So I'm going to just stick some butterflies on there, and then I will just fill it up, and it'll sort of, you can sort of look into it, so it's sort of got that 3D effect, hopefully. So I have taken the base off this, and you can see my crack, but the resin has filled it in, so it will not break. So what I want to try and do is I want to sit that here, and I have sanded it, and the more I sand, the more little bubbles come out of it, because I really wasn't concentrating when I was doing this. Like I had my visitors that they have gone home now, so it was sort of a little bit rushed. So I hopefully am going to try and fill those bubbles in on the edges, because I want to bring the resin all the way to the top. So I think I'm going to use not a deep pour, but I do have another one that is similar to a deep pour, and I think it is my Estoyo. I'll have to have a look. It could be my Estoyo or my Urban Crafter, and it's a 2-to-1, so that will just, it'll just sit. So I've got it on my warming mat, so it is warm because it is 14 degrees outside. So I want to try and stick this here. Now I'm going to stick it right on the edge here, because, and I have a paper towel here, so I want to show you. So my paper towel is going to sit off, not sure whether you can see it in the video. It's going to sit off the edge because I want to be able to sit my condiments around here. So I want to put my sauces and, you know, my salt and pepper and things like that, because it'll be used as, you know, on my back table as a barbecue thing, because it is cracked now, or we're going away on the weekend camping, so I might put it in my caravan for the weekend and, you know, just use it there. So, because I can't sell it, I will not sell it looking like this. So I'm going to take that out. I'm going to grab my glue, and all I'm going to do is just rest this up against it, and then probably a lid, and that will stand it up vertical how I need it. So take that out for the second. I'm going to grab my glue. Now my glue is not clear. I don't have any 5-minute epoxy at the moment, and I haven't even made up resin. I want this to just set a little bit before I put my resin in. Now I'm not exactly sure how to do this, so I'm just going to, I just want it underneath. Like, I just need it to be sitting in there. So hopefully you can see this. Just needs to be able to just stand. Now I'm just going to just pop this off to the side for a second. So I want to get this first go. So I want it to be in between that crack there. And I think this is the better part. Let me see. Ooh, cold breeze come up and I'm wearing a t-shirt. I think I like that bit better. So we're going to just bring this there. So I'm just going to just hang on to it for the minute. Actually, I'm actually moving it, doing that. So I'm just going to bring that, maybe this one. Nope, it's not going to hold it. Bring this one across. There we go. Nope. That one held it better. So there we go. I just want to hold that there. I might just bring that there for a second. Oops. There we go. Okay, so hopefully that's going to hold it. It is standing up straight. So I'm going to put the lid back on my glue, and hopefully we hold. So I'm going to grab my resin out, and I will probably let it sit for a while. Actually, I need to put my butterflies on, don't I? So I need a damp cloth, which I've already got. I need to try and work out what butterflies. Now I did think about putting gold butterflies in there, because I do have gold butterflies, and I have just opened the wrong drawer. Sorry, I am sniffing. It is really quite cold. I have these, but I just think that they will just melt into it. And I sort of want a little bit of colour in there. So these are like a three size butterfly. So I don't think that they're the right thing for this. So I'm going to put them back, because if I want to, I do have little Timu butterflies that I can use, that I can put into here to give it a little bit more dimension. So I might just grab them out and we'll go through them. So let's move some stuff out of the way. might have to put on a jacket. So I do have some green butterflies. Let me see, let me find them and I'll come back. Rightio, so this is still moving a little bit, so what I've done is I've put my little stirrer here against it. It doesn't seem to be going that way, it seems to want to fall this way. So I'm going to make sure this is level, and we're going to put our butterflies on. So I've got a couple here. I'm not sure whether you're going to even be able to see them. I'm going to take them out for the minute. So these are just plastic ones, and these are my tattoos. So I think I'm going to just pick that up. I've had it sitting on the heat, so that up. Now I think I'm going to I want to put him about here. So take the plastic off him. There we go, that's a pretty one. And I think I'm just going to stick him where he goes. So I might need to wet this a little bit more, but I'll see how we go with it. Please excuse the noise. We now have a plane going over the top of it. We have the wind has just picked up. All happening here. So now let's see how damp we've got that. Getting there. I might just put just the tiniest bit of water, and I do have just a milk jug with water in it sitting next to me that I keep for my eco resin, so that I don't have to keep running and getting water and everything like that. So let's give that a squeeze. Make sure it's all through the cloth. And just press that down. Just get all that paper wet. Looks like it's wet. Now I'm going to, which I should have before, find some tongs. Just pick this up. Oh, look at that. I'm just going to give it a wipe. Make sure there's no air bubbles in him. Go. Now I did think it was going to turn out better than it has. I think it depends on how you look at it. There we go. Yeah, make sure he's all good. And then we are going to, I think I need a brighter one. This is reasonably bright, so let's go here with that one. So just damp him down. This is taking an awful long time to dry. See how we go with that. Pick him up. It doesn't matter if they don't show up an awful lot, because I want the bloom to be the centerpiece. So there we go. So these are tattoos, in case I didn't say. And I've made up my resin. It is just sitting there. So this has got pink on it, this one. Let's put him, I'll put that one there. And I might get another one for down here. Go. Just wet that properly. That didn't work at all. I've got a pinky colour one here. I might put that on here. Is it wet? Not concentrating. Okay. Pick him up. Is it? Oh, jeez. It does pay to take the paper off. What a deal. Goodness me. Okay. I'll try and stick that back on there and try and get this paper off. Try and get him off the paper. Get off there. Goodness. Yep. See whether we can do it like this. I don't think it's going to work. No. Let's check it out. Right, let's find another one. I'm not sure whether I even took the paper off that one, but I'm assuming I did. Because it's stuck on there. Oh well, alright. That's fine. Let's me see. Sorry about the length of this video because I'd say it's going to be a longie. Right, grab my scissors down. We're going to get this one. Paper off. And I'm going to stick it like that. And then I'm going to go with a couple of these ones. Grab my tongs off the ground. Sticking to me, I'm just going to put that there. And then we're going to I'm going to get this little purple one, I think. And then take our paper off. Put that there. That. Put in there. And then I think I'm going to put one up here. And I am going to do this one. Put him up there. Go. There one more. And I always say less is more. There we are. Stop moving. Right, I'm going to get these on. I'm going to come back. Alrighty, so I have got all them on. I am just going to clean up my bits of paper here. Get them out of the way. Oh, stuck to my finger. Now, and I've given it a bit of a wipe with a paper towel. There we go. Just to make sure that sticky is off. It actually is looking quite pretty. I'm not going to put these in. I just don't think that they're really going to be right. So I'm going to leave them out to pop them up there. I've had my resin sitting here for quite some time. We're all propped up. I'm going to just put in the tiniest bit of Unicorn Art crushed crystal, just smidge, excuse me leaning over here. I just want the tiniest tiny bit, so I'm just going to use the end of this. I just want the tiniest bit of shimmer in there. I think that will be just plenty. There we go. So we'll mix that in. So we just want that little bit of a sparkle. There we are. A little bit, as you can see, goes a long way. And that's exactly how I want it. So I'm just going to scrape down these edges on this, just to make sure that it is all incorporated. Give it a really good mix, because I can hit this with the heat gun. It does degas itself, this one, and it is the Urban Crafter. It is the, I will show you the container, casting resin. And I have mixed it by weight. So I've done 250 grams and of A, and 125, so I'm just concentrating on getting this bit out, and 125 of B. So there we go. Just get that off. So there we go. Just give it a really good mix. And I did mix it with my Estoyo little mixer, my stand mixer. You can take it off the stand, so I took it off the stand and just held it and mixed it, and then mixed it for another minute. Okay, so just scraping that down. Just sit that somewhere, not near my coffee cup. I don't really want resin on my coffee cup. And then we're just going to just pour. Now I did measure sort of how much goes into this. I put water in the back of the mold, and it said I needed 600 grams or 600 mils. So we'll see how we go with this. I really don't want to be making up any more, but if I want to bring it all the way, I am going to have to make up a little bit more. So I've got probably a couple of mil to go. So I might make up another, maybe 100 of A and 50 of B, just to get that up where it needs to be. We go, because I don't really like, I don't want that lip on it. Go. Now I can, if I want to, leave it, let it set up a little bit and come and put some more butterflies on it so that it makes it a little bit more 3D, but I don't think I will. We're going away on the weekend, and I need to go in and sort out my caravan. So we do love going away in winter. We go up the Murray River and spend time with friends, and it is beautiful on the river in winter. So just get all of that out, scrape it out really well. Yep, so I'll make up another 150, just mix all that in, make sure there's nothing there that was unmixed resin. Okay. There we are. Alright, I'll make up some more. And then I'll come back when it's set up. There we go, get that in there. So, everything has been demolded, it's all set, cured. So here's my little hearts. Whoops. And then my little beehive. No bubbles, a little mark there, and I'd say from where the resin dried when I was trying to get it out of there. But how pretty is that? No bubbles at all. So there's my little beehive. One of my little honey pots. I will seal these. I might put a colour in this and colour in the honey, but I'm not sure. But I will seal them. And then we have our honey pot. How cool is that? It's shiny, it's smooth, it's beautiful. Love my little bee. Very, very cool. And when I was topping this up yesterday, I had a little bit of a play because I found some more butterflies. So, big reveal. Oh. So, alrighty. Now I'm going to tip it up a little bit so that the lights aren't quite shining on it. Hopefully you can see that better. So my post here is all cured up. It's not going to move. It's going to stay in there forever. I will put a bit of paper towel on there and I'll show you how it sits and how the intended, what I intend for this. So I got a paintbrush and I painted the resin around the edges, like just brought it up to the edge because this is not domed. I hadn't made up enough to make it dome, and then I just couldn't be bothered doing it. I wanted it flat, so I've got it flat. So the butterflies are, and I'll bring it back down, the butterflies are sitting in there. If I bring it into the light, see how the butterflies are sitting in the resin? Because I dipped them in the resin and then I popped them on the edge. So I just sort of dipped them in and just rolled them on and brought the resin up with it. So these butterflies are never ever going to come out. So I did find some holographic butterflies and put them in there as well. But because my resin was the deeper pour resin, they settled. Like some of them are still sitting up a little bit, which would have been better if they could, all float in there. My glitter floated to the bottom. That's okay. I honestly don't mind. I want it to be able to look into it like a looking glass. So my butterflies, they just look fantastic in that. I just love how they turned out. They're not super bright, so they're just sort of in there. So you can see the shadow and they're sitting on the flower, and that's how I intended them to be. You can still see the pearls around the edges, which I really, really like because it does give it that extra depth of being able to see in it. I would have liked to have covered that, but it doesn't matter. Really, really doesn't matter. So there we go. So that's the finished product. I absolutely adore how this has turned out. I would love to be able to make this to sell when I go back to my markets, but it's got 600 grams of resin in it, like eco resin. It's got, including my bloom, nearly, I would say close to 900 grams of resin in there. So if I worked that out, it's over $30 that it has cost me to make this, because the resin that I did this with, it's $30 a kilo, the resin that I used to do this. So that makes it, that doesn't include the eco resin. So, and the eco resin was about $10 worth of eco resin. $40 for the tray. So let me know if you think that I could sell these. Even if I add $10 to it, is that an expensive tray to buy just for your condiments? Let me know in the comments. Now I am talking Australian dollars because I am in Adelaide, Australia. So what do you think? Aussies, let me know what you think. So this is how it is intended to be. So we have our paper towel on the edge there. Then we have our condiments. So we have our honey, and then maybe we have our sugar, and even maybe we have our coffee pot. So let me know what you think that I could be selling these. Different colours. I would love to know different colours. I'm thinking a beach theme would be fabulous. I think that would look amazing with the beach and some seashells, because this is deep enough to put seashells in. Like have it this colour, or maybe even have it with the yellow and then the blue. So let me know what you think, what I should be doing, and whether, big question, whether I would be able to sell these for about $50 Australian. So there we go. That is the finished product. I absolutely adore how this turned out. I would have loved to have seen the flower on the other side, but I love the bloom. I think the bloom turned out beautiful. I just absolutely love it. So hit the like button, make some comments, let me know what you think that I could be doing with this tray, whether it would sell or not. I really do value your opinion. I do value every one of my subscribers, and to all of my lovely people that comment every single week. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. How much I appreciate it when you ask about my mother-in-law. She is terminal. She will not be around for very much longer, but I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you asking how she's going. So that is it for me today. So hit the like button, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think I can be doing. Thank you so very much for watching once again, and let me know what you think, and be safe.